Hey guys, my name's Tyler Shopper. I'm a 21-year-old real estate agent in the state of Michigan. I want to take a couple minutes out of my day to talk to you guys about for sale by owner listings. What I want to do is I want to offer you in this video 4 or 5 really key points on things that I do in my everyday business that allow me to do 100 plus transactions in this year alone. This year alone, we've done well over 100 plus transactions in the state of Michigan, and I want to give you the cheat codes, plays from the playbook that you can implement into your listing itself, so that way you don't have to work with someone like me. So that way you can do this on your own and you can get the most out of your property, which is what you want at the end of the day. That's going to bring us into point number 1. Biggest issue is that you're not pricing your property properly and you don't have confidence in that price. You're going to get beat up in negotiations if you don't know what your property's valued at. There's a lot of different ways that you can figure out that value. Maybe you want to talk to an agent. Maybe you want to get a comparative market analysis. Maybe you want to do something like that. But in my opinion, what I've done in my own business is that before we list any property, we go and we get an appraisal done on the property. This is going to cost you maybe $500, $600. Granted, it's not cheap. But would you rather pay thousands of dollars in the long term because you didn't put the money in early and you failed and you set yourself up for failure? Or would you rather pay $500 for a certified state approved appraiser to put a stamp on a piece of paper saying, hey, this property is worth this much? The number one question that a buyer is going to come to you with, and the number one way that they're going to beat you up on price, is they're going to say, is this property really worth what it's being offered to me to? You're going to be coming from a point of confidence in these negotiations, and you're not going to feel at the end of the day like you got taken advantage of or you got beat up on the price too much. In my opinion, it's vital. It's non-negotiable. Number 2, big point of discussion is professional photography. On so many for sale by owner listings, I see people that are going into their property with their iPhone or whatever. They're taking a couple of small pictures of the outside and they're just putting it up there and calling it good. That's not enough in today's market. Your competition is people like me who utilize our own personal in-house and professional photographers. It's going to cost you maybe $250 to $300 for a good real estate photographer to come through your property and give you a session. What's it going to do though? What's the value in this? What's going to end up happening is that when a buyer sees your property and they see these jaw-dropping pictures, their conversion rate's going to go up. They're going to be more likely to go onto your property, inquire with you. They're going to be more likely to reach out to you because at the end of the day, the more people that you can get in the door to come and look at your property in person, or more people that you can get on the phone to talk to you, the more likely you are that you're going to sell that property. Why would you not pay $200, $250 just to get more people calling and reaching out to you because they see your property and they say, wow, that's magnificent? That brings us into our third point, marketing. There's already professionals in the field that have way more marketing than you have currently as a for sale by owner that they can utilize and use. And even with this enhanced marketing, they're still struggling to get their properties sold on behalf of their clients because of how competitive the market is. So why do you think that as a for sale by owner, that just going on Zillow and using a free listing through Zillow and then maybe going on Facebook and putting it up on Marketplace is enough? You're competing against professionals in the field every single day. It might not feel like it, but that's what you're doing as a for sale by owner. You're competing against people like me who have marketing experience and who are using professional marketing tools to get their clients' properties sold. So you got to start thinking like a marketer. You got to be proactive. What are some super simple things you can do? Go on your local community page in your area. Talk to friends and family. Post it on there. Ask your friends and family to share your post. Super simple stuff like this. Don't be afraid to ask people for help. Go to the mortgage lenders. The mortgage lenders are the ones who have the buyers already pre-approved. They already have these buyers pre-approved. They often already have them subcategorized into what area they're looking in because they need that information for the sake of tax estimates for their pre-approval. So just go to local mortgage lenders in your area and say, hey, I'm selling my house for sale by owner, $350,000. Do you got anybody that you currently got pre-approved in the area for $350,000? If so, this is my property address. Shoot them over your listing. That's going to bring us into our fourth big point, price bracketing. I see so many for sale by owner clients of mine that are pricing their properties in super erotic fashions. and it's costing them thousands of dollars. Thousands. Here's an example. Let's say you did what I told you to do and you got an appraisal done on the property. Fantastic. But let's say for some reason your appraisal said, hey, I think your property is worth $407,000. Fantastic. Let's sell it for $407,000 is what you would say. No, you need to post your property in these professional price brackets. For example, if you think your property is worth 407, I very, very highly encourage you to post it for 400,000 because it's a proven fact, and there's many, many statistics through Zillow, Realtor.com, Homes.com, Trulia, Redfin, all of them. They all suggest that most buyers that are pre-approved and looking for a home in any price range look in between a $25,000 to $50,000 bracket on average. So when you post your property for these erotic numbers that are not within these traditional price brackets, what's going to end up happening? I'll tell you what's going to end up happening. People that are looking in that $400,000 as a max budget, they're missing out on your property because it's not populating in their search bars. Number 5. Once you've gone through this entire process, you fought the uphill battle, you did the hard work, you found the buyer to get in the door and ready to purchase your property. What do you do from there? I've seen so many for sale by owners that go through all the trouble of doing all this work just to get to the finish line or about to get to the finish line. And then they say to themselves, what do I do now? I got the buyer, they've got the funds. How do I proceed from here? I don't know how to transact a deal like this. I don't know how to coordinate my deal with a buyer and a buyer's mortgage lender. And they get lost, and then the deal might fall apart right there at the closing table, or it might fall apart within the 30 days that it takes to close out a loan. When it gets to that point, if you're unsure on what you need to do, I would love it if you reach out to us. Me and my team, we have our own professional transaction coordinator that works for us directly. We can do a transaction coordination deal. We can coordinate everything after you get the buyer, do all the legalities, all the paperwork, make sure everything runs smoothly from that point on for 1% or less of the purchase price. Super simple stuff there. If that fits the category and that's something you're interested in, I highly suggest it. It's going to save you so much time, so much headache, so much hassle. But if this video was helpful for you, which I hope it was, and if you choose to implement some of these strategies, I'm sure that you're going to be able to make this happen for you, and you're not going to have to pay someone like me thousands of dollars to represent you. I promise you it's going to make things so much easier for you, and you're going to thank me later because it's going to save you thousands. Have a great day.